Exactly 3 years ago from today, our Reptilian King uploaded a video titled Apology for Everything.
But moving on to the second thing, and the last thing I wanted to clear up, of course, is the simple idea that I've never given any credit to fucking anybody whatsoever. Now, people in the past few days have somehow got the misconception that I've never given any credit to anyone whatsoever, which is completely, just once again, not true. And to be honest with you, a little bit fucking insane.
You know, guys, they don't call me a Leafy clone for nothing, and you can get your Reptilian Sisterhood merch, link in description. Today, I present to you the new and improved Apology for Everything video. Wait, just kidding, there is no apology here. So every idea I have for a video always gets done late, like the time I collabed with J-Station and never uploaded it, but to be fair, the file is still corrupt. But you get the point, I'm just slow, and all of my other videos were made about, I'd say 4 to 5 months after I had the idea, so I don't prioritize YouTube as this is just a hobby. That's why it takes so long to create content, but I've had the idea to talk about the pros and cons of being a YouTuber for quite some time. I was going to title it something like The Dark Side of Being a YouTuber, which did involve cancel culture, but cancel culture wasn't going to be the main topic of the video. Maybe I'll save the pros and cons idea for another video. Today's topic is about cancel culture. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, so maybe making this video 5 months after I had the idea was good timing since I have experienced the ins and outs of quote-unquote cancel culture, and I feel I could give some valuable insight about it. Looks like I've made it. Okay, jokes aside, according to Wikipedia, call-out culture, also known as outrage culture, is a form of public shaming that aims to punish individuals and groups by calling attention to behavior that is perceived to be offensive, usually on social media. A variant of the term cancel culture describes a form of boycott in which someone, usually a celebrity, who has shared a questionable or unpopular opinion or has had behavior that is perceived to be offensive, called out on social media, is quote-unquote cancelled. They are completely boycotted by many fans, often leading to massive declines in celebrities, almost always social media personalities, careers, and fan base. While this is a decent and simple explanation of cancel culture, it definitely goes much deeper than this. Where do I even begin? Well, first, there is a list of inevitable consequences that come with being a social media influencer and or celebrity. Here's a brief list that I can think of off the top of my head. Lack of privacy. A lot of YouTubers have vented about paranoia and lack of privacy, fearing if they're in a call, they're constantly recorded. People digging up their personal social medias, hundreds of thousands upon millions of people are constantly watching their every move. And obviously there's more to this, so etc, etc. Stalkers. In extreme cases, stalkers will show up to the influencer's home and cyberstalking is still inevitable. Harassment. Pretty self-explanatory, right? This also includes people even finding your family and or friends' personal information like their phone number, workplace, or their media and harassing them due to them being associated to you. Threats. I've had to contact my local PD due to swatting threats from someone that doxed me. I only had 10,000 subscribers at the time and it was really insane. This guy not only threatened to have me swatted, but would viciously message all of my friends to tell them he won't stop until I'm dead. If you'd like a story time about this, please let me know in the comments. But back to the point, threats can be more vicious than swatting. Influencers get death threats every day, whether they realize it or not, and many other threats. I should also add the threat of getting hacked 24/7. Big social media influencers don't talk about this a lot because they don't want to bring attention to it, but big creators have to get managers to manage and change their passwords on social media very frequently. Tana Mongeau has talked about how she can't even access her Instagram sometimes because the password is massive and gets changed by her manager frequently. Isn't that just insane? Like, imagine you right now having to do that constantly. Like, isn't that fucking annoying? Okay, sorry, back to the point. There's people constantly trying to hack creators. Like, an example, a long time ago, because you know, your girl likes to use Leafy as examples, but someone hacked into Leafy's personal media and leaked his nudes. And the same thing happened to James Charles very recently. It's vicious. Slander. It is inevitable to be slandered as a social media influencer. People constantly fake screenshots or fabricate stories that never happened in hopes to slander their victim. This has happened to almost every popular creator. Most notable and known cases of slander in 2019 would be the James Charles situation, Slazo, Shane Dawson and his cat. Sorry, I'm not laughing at Shane, it's just I added his cat, Jeffree Star, Jake Paul, and on a lower scale, Madame. The list goes on, and I guess get ad cancelled at least once on the list, because if Shane Dawson isn't safe, no creator is. A couple months ago, hashtag Shane Dawson is over party was trending, and people were quote-unquote canceling Shane because of an offensive joke he made many years ago. But the uploader who originally shed light on the old joke decided to soundbite Shane and take things out of context, which resulted in cancel culture coming for Shane. Shane had to yet again make another video explaining why he used to have edgy content for the millionth time, and had to apologize. Shane also expressed it's very tiring he has to constantly say sorry for jokes that he made 10 years ago. Then we have the James Charles situation, and it's such a horrible mess that it feels impossible to sum it up in a paragraph or two. Even though I side with James in the situation and I personally think Tati is wrong, I will link both Tati's and James' video in the description below, as well as PewDiePie's video about it, because I personally share the same opinion as PewDiePie. Plus, he does a good job of summing it up in such a short amount of time. With that being said, Tati Westbrook made a video and attempts to call out James Charles. Not only did she accuse James of very serious things that never happened, but fabricated a lot of her story to fit this false narrative about James. Like I said, it's impossible to sum up, but she is 100% in the wrong, as this was calculated and she knew what she was doing. However, I don't think she meant for it to get so big. James made an apology crying, and that backfired and only made people think Tati's claims were true. James had to make private issues in his life public and a second video about Tati's claims, and was forced to share private DMs to prove his truth and disprove her claims, all because Tati couldn't have just DM'd him. James was trying his very hardest to keep this private and reach out to these people that were fabricating stories against him for communication, but they rejected him and decided to make public videos and public claims about him that were untrue. The impact was huge, and many celebrities and James' quote-unquote friends backstabbed him shortly after Tati's video. Before James had a chance to explain himself, Kylie Jenner and a huge list of celebrities that he's collabed with, went to events with, people he thought he was close to, completely abandoned him over fabrications. Shortly after his friends backstabbed him, cancel culture fiends decided to fabricate even more stories about him. Despite how fake the stories were, he felt forced to address them because random people he never met or talked to were sharing fabricated stories about James to demonize and slander him. This resulted in stress, and he felt the need to address stuff that never happened.
Someone completely fabricated a whole entire story about me touching another boy in a high school urinal, and it blew up. This person came forward a few days later saying that it was a social experiment, but it was too late. People also completely photoshopped Twitter DMs of me reaching out to these people, threatening legal action if they were to tweet more things, when in reality I have literally not even been on social media, and I deleted the Twitter app from my phone. So all of these things are just so false and are so fake, and it's truly disgusting. Also, pretty much every boy that I've ever even communicated with at this point is posting screenshots of our conversation to make a spectacle of me. I've dealt with so many fake stories in the past, from Coachella, the fake sex tape, and now this, and I'm done. I'm done being the subject of these bandwagon stories for likes. It's not okay.
How ridiculous is that? He shared to us in his final video about Tati that he was contemplating suicide.
Literally all based on lies. I wish I knew why he was doing all this, but at the same time, his track record with public feuds makes none of this a surprise. Tati made a video telling stories about me and publicly humiliating me, and now I have serious allegations against me that could be detrimental to my career. I've always tried to use my platform to spread positivity, but I feel like at this point it's my responsibility to be honest with you guys and tell you that the last few weeks of my life has literally been the most painful time that I've ever had to deal with, and my head and brain for a hot minute went to a place so dark that I didn't think that I was going to come back from. And I can't believe I just admitted that on camera. People always say that being a social media influencer is an easy job. And this is something that I've talked about time and time and time again on YouTube. We get it. But I don't think any human being ever, is prepared mentally or physically to deal with the pain and anxiety of what it feels like to have millions and millions of people attacking you at one time. Having to read the hundreds of thousands of tweets and the YouTube videos and the articles about me and my character and my family based on things that were almost all lies, like, it messed me up. It messed me up. Joining in on bandwagon hate and cancel culture is incredibly toxic, and it's very concerning to me that as a society we're becoming okay with guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around. I truly hope that everyone who participated in this, whether it be fans, influencers, drama channels, or credible news sources, take the time to think about your words and the impacts that they may have on others, because I assure you, and I promise you, it's a lot stronger than what you may think.
A lot of people already know about the James Charles situation, but the reason I decided to bring it up and kind of give a very brief explanation of everything is just so we can all have a refresher, because despite having nearly 50 million views, maybe more by now, I don't really remember, people still haven't learned from it, and people are still contributing to cancel culture, which is 90% of the time just making up fabrications against creators or social media influencers, and it's really disturbing. So, you know, there's so many examples of this happening to so many YouTubers. Like, I could literally go on, but I chose James Charles because, like I said, 50 million people still didn't really learn after that situation, and had James Charles actually killed himself, I still think that people would still contribute to cancel culture. As fucked up as that sounds, that's the truth of the internet. Okay, I don't want to re-record that, but I meant participate instead of the word contribute, but you get what I mean. I do want to say before we move on to some other topics in regards to cancel culture is that it is easy to fall for this kind of stuff, and I kind of sympathize with people, yet I think the people that fall for this are stupid, and that's just my opinion. But also, there are people that don't care if it's real or not. They just like to hate people or be malicious. It's kind of like a hobby for them, so they could care less. I mean, they could know that it's fake and still participate in cancel culture if it means they could harass a creator or, I don't know, send them disturbing images, and it's just gross. And the worst part of it all is if they could, like, contribute to fabrication, so making up a story, just like how that one person did with James Charles, and it blew up and everyone thought he was some predator when he wasn't. I mean, that kind of stuff happens so much. Now, there's two types of people that participate in cancel culture. The first type is the person that may comment a few mean things, or like a clown emote, maybe hate watch them, or I don't know, they use their social medias to further spread fabrications about the victim. That's as far as it goes, though. The second types of people are the ones that will send you images of gore, child pornography, send you death threats, harass your friends and family, or anyone associated to you, fabricate stories that never happened, etc., which seems to be 70% of cancel culture community. The 30% are just the ones that comment an emoji and then they move on with their day. I've always been skeptical about canceled people and screenshots because I know how easy it is to lie about someone. I get it. If you call Pokimane a Nazi and spread some screenshots about it, I probably wouldn't believe it. But the world isn't black and white, and situations can be complicated. Now, I do have a soft spot for women's rights, and I know how evil the world is towards women, how women are treated worldwide, and why females are significantly at a higher risk to be sex trafficked compared to males. And so when women come out about being abused, I used to just believe them instantly without even thinking that they could possibly be lying. It just never crossed my mind that a person could lie about something so serious. But I have to grasp the reality, and that reality is that there are people in this world who do lie about sexual assault, and you shouldn't believe a person right off the bat. Now, I think it depends on the circumstances, but with that being said, as horrible as that may sound, this is the reality we have, especially if the person that is coming out about their assault is doing it on social media and it involves a public figure. you should be skeptical of it because there's so many people that lie about this stuff for the sake of attention. I mean, it's 2019. We've had so many fabrications and so many lies in this year alone. Why shouldn't we be critical? These days, people will do literally anything for attention. A few months ago, a YouTuber got falsely accused of rape, and I believed the liar. That was wrong of me, and that was the only time I contributed to cancel culture in the slightest. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't spam him with clown emotes or harass the YouTuber by any means. That's really fucked up, and I would never do that. But I still contributed nonetheless because of the fact that I sided with the liar. I apologized to him in the DMs in the aftermath of the situation, and while he may never know who I am or see the apology, it was the least I could do. That's what I felt was best to do in the moment anyway. With all these fabrications happening in the year of 2019, we have to realize this pattern has become a part of internet culture, and it's very prominent, and therefore we have to be critical of everything and not jump to conclusions so fast, even if the quote-unquote evidence seems overwhelming. Don't give pathetic, lying attention whores what they want. I never contributed to cancel culture because someone soundbited Shane Dawson, or Tati lied about James, or a news article said PewDiePie's a Nazi. Like, I never contributed because, well, for one, I'm not stupid, and also harassing a person is wrong. Harassing anyone is wrong. But again, in serious circumstances like the sexual assault thing, I did apologize for that, and I have learned a lot after that public mess. It makes me more critical about liars like that on the internet. But back to the point, there's the Austin Jones situation. He deserved to be canceled. But when it comes to cancel culture in general, there are no standards to who gets canceled. Even in the definition of cancel culture, you can get quote-unquote canceled for having an opinion or telling a joke, or even worse, the most common reason is due to fabrications. Andre, I don't know how to say his name, sorry, but this guy, an animation channel, he covers a lot of controversial topics and usually under 10 minutes with very well made animations, and I watch him a lot. His thoughts on the standards of cancel culture is definitely something to think about.
Goes on to close his statement by saying, "Please be forgiving, realize that people change, and use your power to cancel and nullify those in this world who are doing truly evil things. We love to be outraged, especially on Twitter. We wake up in the morning, we have a sip of tea, we go to the trending tab to check who's in the shame spotlight today, only to insert their name in the preset hashtag blank is over party, regardless of the severity or the validity of the reason behind it." In the most recent episode of Last Week Tonight, John Oliver tackled this exact topic, public shaming, and towards the end of the episode he says this:
"Think of the dumbest thing you did when you were young, not the dumbest thing you got caught doing. The dumbest thing you did. The thing you stole, or cheated on, or accidentally sexted. And again, I am sorry, Mom." Now imagine hearing about that every single day for decades on end.
That's right, you and I have said and done some stupid things in the past. I guarantee you that every single living person on this earth has made a joke or has said something or done something that could jeopardize their career. But most people learn from their mistakes. Most people evolve. And in a world where our lives and our thoughts become more and more public, we need to be more tolerant and more thoughtful about where we direct our anger and who we decide to take down. Because if the bar for outrage is this low, no living human being is safe.
And this is a really great point. There are people that are doing truly evil things in the world that don't get even a fraction of what James Charles or Shane Dawson or all these creators have experienced. The pain, not even a fraction of cancel culture. It's just mind-blowing that either fabrications or maybe an offensive joke or someone said something you didn't like could make a wave of people treat them like they fucking murdered their entire family and send them horrible illegal content or harass them or make up stories about them or like try to, I don't know, like just being overall malicious. Like that's so disturbing to me that these people spend their energy doing it to people that might have offended them. Meanwhile, there's people in power, politicians, and even, really high up there fucking A-list celebrities that are involved in child sex rings, and there's no outrage by that. God forbid. That's just a political community that keeps an eye on that. While the majority of the population will send death threats and, have outrage because Tati lied about James Charles. Where's your outrage on the fact that there's politicians right now raping children? No outrage? There's people out there doing truly evil things in this world, and you're worried about what? A lie? A story? That's where you're gonna put your outrage? That's why you're gonna send a creator disgusting images, sometimes even illegal content. Yeah, that's why you're going to spam and harass someone that you literally don't know due to what? A lie? That is really fucked up. Now it's time for me to talk about my personal experiences in regards to cancel culture. Earlier this year is when I started experiencing it, or I don't know, maybe it was like late 2018. And I don't know, I had like substantially less subscribers, and I do have a story time about something kind of like this. Like, I think it was titled "No Fuckers Try to Expose Me." It was about this guy that got really upset that he was banned from my server and thought I personally did it, even though I literally have like 20 moderators. And he basically just started making up a bunch of lies about me. He went to my, at the time, boyfriend and tried to say I was 14 and sent him a fake birth certificate, and he really went out of his way to harass me and try to ruin my life, right? But, obviously didn't work, and it was just a funny story. Just to keep it brief, I've had a lot of people get banned by my admins or mods in my Discord server, and then they would make Madam ults, like, out of spite. And I do have this one story, I'll keep it brief, like I said. Someone got banned from my Discord server for spam. I had no idea. I literally, I don't admit my fucking server. I have admins and mods for that. So what they did was, it was like a group of these small YouTubers. I didn't fucking know they were YouTubers. That's what my mod said. And they had 300 subs or some shit, all of them. And what they did was they joined my server with Madam alt accounts. They were brand new, literally just had Madam. They had my profile picture, and they started using the N-word because at the time my server had a rule that said the light A is fine, just no hard R. That's really fucked up. Don't say that in the server. And they started we didn't have a bot to blacklist the word at the time, because I don't know, a year ago I didn't really know how to set that shit up, and I didn't give my admins perms to yet. But anyways, that's besides the point. They started using the N-word in my server, and they were screenshotting it and shit, and then my moderators banned them, and then they made their little YouTube videos with the fake Madam screenshots, and I think they felt that they could get away with it because I was a small creator, so no one's gonna call them out for their bullshit. They could just, haha, it's so easy to make a Madam alt account. Let's just fake these screenshots that she did something that's against her server rules. And I'm just like, what? It's so stupid that I didn't feel the need to address it, because it's how pathetic and how much of a fucking loser do you have to be to do that? Seriously, get a fucking life. And that's not the only thing that someone has accused me for because they're mad that they got banned from a Discord server. I've had people say that I'm suddenly a pedophile, or that I possess child pornography, or that, I don't know, I fucking killed someone before because they got banned from my Discord server. The most ridiculous shit you could think of. And these people have fabricated screenshots against me. And as a smaller creator, never experiencing this before and not really having the knowledge about it that I do now, I definitely was really confused about it. And it felt horrible that someone would get angry over a Discord ban, and so they just started fabricating shit. It was the beginning to me learning about this topic, and my knowledge just fucking expanded since then. I know so much about this now, to the point where someone could say I'm Hitler him fucking self and I killed someone, and I literally wouldn't care. They could make a fake Madam account and provide screenshots, and I literally wouldn't care to address it. It's just gotten to that point because fabrications in 2019 is so goddamn common. Now, that being said, that was the beginning of my personal experiences, but very recently a compulsive liar fabricated a story about me in attempts to quote-unquote cancel me. They were also obsessed with cancel culture, which makes sense. The compulsive liar fabricated stories that never happened. Here's a brief list of the lies. Claimed I told a sexual assault story, so then she told me hers. That never happened. And when I found this out through my interview, which will be inserted later, I was genuinely shocked. I was disturbed she would lie about me so blatantly. That is so disturbing. Claimed I stole art, which is untrue. Claimed I never credited them for the art, which is untrue. Lied about her age. Lied about small things like having a phone number. Lied about her occupation, fabricated multiple stories about me. Should I use the fucking pronoun he? I wouldn't be surprised if they lied about their fucking gender. If you'd like insight on the situation, I did a story time about it, so feel free to watch. I think it was called, the 3000 IQ Artist or something like that. Sorry if I'm out of the loop, I've been traveling for 3 weeks. But it was a crazy story. If you've already watched the story time and you have any questions, well, shit dude, it's your lucky day. I was interviewed by a person named Ikumu. I don't really know how to say his name. He had questions that many other people had, so I agreed to do an interview, but before I showcase the interview, there is one last thing I'd like to touch on. And that thing is that, cancel culture technically does not exist. You see, cancel culture in a nutshell is when people attack and harass an influencer while claiming their career has ended. Lisa Nakamura, a professor at the University of Michigan, described cancel culture as a quote-unquote cultural boycott, adding that when you deprive someone of your attention, you're depriving them of a livelihood. Well, while that is an interesting description, isn't the quote-unquote canceled person receiving a lot of attention? If the purpose of cancel culture is to end someone's career, meaning they receive no attention, then why is it that the canceled person gets increased views, money, and attention? Besides people like Austin Jones, I've never seen a normal creator successfully canceled. So all that cancel culture does is further promote the influencer, gives them money, fame, and even more success. Sure, it's shitty to have lies made about you, but at the end of the day, the influencer has won. Cancelled people like Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Tana Mongeau, Jake Paul, James Charles, Logan Paul, the list goes on. Their career has been better than ever. Logan went from showing a dead body and getting a huge wave of hate to being more successful than he has ever been in his career. He's doing more good with his platform now, and people love him despite his past. And it's crazy how much people love drama. Drama can be entertaining, but cancel culture is beyond drama. It's not even real drama when 90% of the time all these people had were just lies against them. It's okay to criticize someone, especially when the criticism is constructive and valid, but actively harassing someone and lying about them for the sake of publicity is pathetic. And criticizing someone based on lies about their character is also just as wrong. So be critical but cautious. Think things through before contributing to cancel culture. Back onto the topic of the concept of cancel culture isn't real, is that what the cancel culture fiends want out of canceling someone fails every time because they're too stupid to realize that what they're doing is the exact opposite of what they want. And if anything, it only promotes the influencer. If what the cancel culture fiends want is for the person to be canceled by the definition, then why is it that they do the complete opposite of the definition? They literally give these people so much more success. And they think they're doing something. They get enjoyment at the fact that, haha, now we're canceling you. No, you're not. You're making these people's careers much better. Look at the views James Charles got proving his truth against lies compared to his makeup videos. It's insane. People clowned on him, harassed him, lied about him, and happily watched his sub count drop on live streams for their own sick entertainment. His friends backstabbed him, all over lies. It's insane. But you know what these videos and these controversies do, even though there shouldn't be a controversy in the first place because, you know, liars fucking suck. But regardless, it expands these people's audiences. I found Tana through the TanaCon thing. Granted, I knew her when she was doing her little story times, but that was not the content I was into. I heard about her toothbrush meme, but never really watched the videos and never cared about her. But once TanaCon became a thing and Shane Dawson made a video about her, I started becoming a fan. You may be wondering, well, why? Like, TanaCon was really fucked up and horrible. Yeah, whatever. But I became a fan because I started watching her content and realized she was actually really funny, and it was a good way to pass time, and over time, I just became a fan. Had she not had a controversy, I wouldn't have become a fan, I wouldn't have purchased her merchandise, etc. One thing you learn as an influencer is people switch up on you quickly, despite how kind you are to them, and that's why many influencers keep their group tight and they're unapproachable. I've had furries attack artists that I featured on my highlights, where I thank them and show appreciation for fan art, and they go to their Instagram to harass them, to which my fan replies, well, I never had a credit issue or any issue with Madam. And then them saying that made the furries attack and harass the artist to the point they had to not associate with me and block me, despite the fact they claim that they never had a problem with me. Obviously, that's not a big deal compared to losing your so-called friends because someone decided to lie about you. That's horrible, and I sympathize with James so much. Once people don't like you or dislike you, or, I don't know, you're quote-unquote canceled, people will make assumptions and even more lies. So a personal experience that I can, talk about, I guess, is that people that dislike me or my content, or dislike me based on fabrications, now contribute to lying about me and also make assumptions in regards to my lawsuit, my life, etc. It's really pathetic. Just because you don't like me doesn't give you the right to slander me or anyone for that matter. When I uploaded my Onision rants and it started getting popular, I had a user that faked an Instagram, DM app, or something where it was like an app you could fake DMs with, and he fabricated Instagram DMs between them and Onision to make it look like he was hitting on them. The person tagged me in it and a bunch of people called him out because the video was fake. And I'm really glad that they did that because it made me not lose complete fucking hope in humanity online. And listen, you don't have to like Onision. I dislike him as much as the next person does, but you don't have to fabricate shit against him just because you don't like him. It's weird. Stop it. And I also want to know, I never really, truly disliked him. Even when I criticized his fucking music videos, I only really started disliking him once he striked my channel. But that's besides the point. On the topic of Onision, I must mention a small update here. I know I made a video explaining a lot of this stuff already, but there's retard furries with small brains that believe because they dislike my content, they have the freedom to slander me and further fabricate stories about me and claim my lawsuit is fake. So if retards slither their way into your brain, I'm so sorry. So here's an update as to why I'm in Washington State right now. Originally, I made some mistakes during the process, which I did briefly mention in my previous Onision video. I've never sued in small claims before, I'm new to this, and I'm just some bold teenager, and it was hard for me to get Onision's real address. I was given multiple addresses from King and Pierce County and was very confused. My roommates ended up printing my King County paperwork to mail it, but it turns out Onision actually lives in Pierce County. It was a rookie mistake. I already mailed the paperwork, but it's okay because you have to show up in person 72 hours after filing your small claims, and I didn't for King County, so it's fine. Once I got Greg's correct address and I made sure it was confirmed, I decided to take some time to prepare and get legal advice and make sure I felt 100% prepared as I have to defend my case. And Greg has to do the same because you can't have lawyers represent you for small claims. So I wanted to make sure I felt 100% prepared as I have to defend my case myself. I also have a life outside of the lawsuit. I had been hospitalized a few times, had a routine, so preparing for the lawsuit wasn't something I do 12 hours a day. It would usually be after my day was over or if I had any free time. I filed my small claims case before my flight to Washington online. Thankfully, Pierce County allows you to do this online versus King County, so that made it easier for me. Because I don't have a fucking printer. Once I filed my claim, I had to appear at the courthouse within 72 hours in person, and I can't do this in Florida as I've already explained this in another video. So I go to the courthouse, paid a fee, and the process has just begun. And then I had fun, I went to a concert, met up with some old friends, and had a good time. I think this is enough of an update. But back to the topic of cancel culture, just because you don't like me doesn't give you a right to invalidate me. Furry retards have claimed that I'm not in Washington because I didn't provide evidence of it, even though I'm updating my Instagram stories like any other normal human would while traveling. I posted myself at a concert in Auburn, Washington. I posted pics of me on the plane and the view of the clouds on Instagram stories, etc. It's ridiculous when I'm on a flight to Washington and furry retards are invalidating me on everything. Just because you don't like me doesn't give you the right to fabricate stories against me and invalidate my activities. This brings me to the topic of guilty until proven innocent. Guilty until proven innocent is a very real and prominent thing within cancel culture. Once people dislike you, you are guilty until proven innocent. Quite frankly, this is a toxic, retarded, horrible mentality, and I won't give in to it. Period. This experience makes me not want to release any further updates about my lawsuit until the internet is ready to give out the guilty until proven innocent mentality. And while in my last Onision video, I did touch on the fact that I made some mistakes and whatnot, but it was very brief, I wanted to explain the process and my very few mistakes in depth and just go through the entire process of how this happened and why, and talk about why suing in small claims is so important for small creators and all these things. But honestly, after this experience, I feel like I don't owe it to anyone. Even though it would have made a really good video, as of now, I just don't owe anyone anything. From this day forward, I refuse to give an update about the lawsuit. Expect no video from me even if I successfully sue him. Maybe one day people will change and then I can share to the world something inspiring that can inform and help other small creators. But until then, expect nothing.
I'm smoking, laughing gas. Finesse something, I did the dash. Living double lives like the mask. Making sacrifices for that cash.
People often fantasize about being a YouTuber, being able to upload innocently and get paid for it, but that's far from the truth. This job is not for the weak-minded. You have to not only not be weak-minded, but not be stupid. You have to be very intelligent and you have to know business. You have to understand your job like the back of your hand. You have to know the ins and outs and all the tricky complications and consequences that come with this job. I admire the way Tana Mongeau deals with cancel culture. She is so much smarter than what people think, and she doesn't get enough credit for it. She has turned every scandal into a business move. She profits from people hate watching her. She even profited from people trying to cancel her and made canceled merchandise. I even purchased a cancel hoodie so I can upload it to Instagram and caption it, "Just join the club." Jokes aside, my point is she's so intelligent, and I wish people would realize this more. She's a good businesswoman. She knows the ins and outs of being an influencer and is not scared to embrace it. For being, 21 years old? She is so fucking smart. I don't know another 21-year-old that's a better fucking businesswoman than her. Maybe Pokimane could compete, but Jesus Christ. And when I say businesswoman, I mean within the realm of YouTube, okay? She is not scared to embrace her job and embrace any quote-unquote scandals. In her song Hefner, she said, "Got my name all in your mouth, yeah, your tweet just gave me clout." Like, this bitch is brilliant. She owns this shit. I've never seen another creator, nail this shit harder than her. Tell me who the fuck made canceled merch? Tana. Come on, give the queen credit. If you really look into Tana Mongeau the way I did, she is brilliant. She has the brains, the strong mentality, she has everything it takes to be a star, yet people see her as some irresponsible Instagram thought. And don't forget, I know some of my subscribers watch Shane Dawson. If you like his newer content and series, remember that Tana scandal started it all. Love her or hate her, she's winning. And yes, I did buy the canceled hoodie because that shit's fucking fire. Alright, so for any weirdos out there that find entertainment in debunking people's lies, James Charles, I'm coming for your brand. Well, here's a 40-minute interview. A lot of questions have been answered in regards to how I was canceled, quote-unquote canceled. I'm not canceled, bitch. Wake the fuck up. My career has been fucking booming since then. But back to the point, I didn't know what to expect since I've never been interviewed and I have to answer questions because a retard decided to fabricate a story about me. So it was a weird experience. Just know in the future if a furry says I'm fucking Hitler and killed their entire family and fabricated huge lies against me, just know I'm never going to address it again because lies aren't worth addressing. The only reason I'm answering questions is for the purpose of this video so people get more insight about cancel culture and how liars have taken over the culture. Fabrications against influencers have been an ongoing pattern for the year of 2019, but not to worry. It's just a sign of success that you've made it and that you're following the path of every other successful creator. I'm on the right path and could not be happier that this happened to me because I waited 5 months to talk about this topic. And had I not waited, I probably would have just predicted this happened since I considered getting quote-unquote canceled on the inevitable list. But then I wouldn't have had a, really long or podcast kind of video. It's going to be more shorter, straight to the point. But in this video, I get to have a long video. I got an interview. And I get to talk about this insane story about some weirdo that decided to lie about me. But yeah, like I said, you haven't made it on YouTube unless you've been canceled at least one time. And when I say canceled, I don't mean what the cancel culture fiends seem to think what canceled means. I mean the real meaning behind getting canceled, which pretty much means success. I am so motherfucking happy. My AdSense tripled because someone lied about me. I don't know, I'm too happy right now. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking cue the interview. But anyways, if you made it to the end of this video, comment a green heart emoji and okay, peace. Hello, it's really late. And I have to add this at the outro of this video that I've already exported and scheduled to upload, and I have to delete my scheduled upload and then add this, and my voice is raspy. So I know I just said bye or peace or whatever I say, but if I'm gonna address fabrications, and only one time, mind you, if other fabrications come up, I'm not going to address it because sitting down and addressing a bunch of lies that weirdos on the internet make about you is a complete waste of time. With that being said, oh god, the mic. With that being said, well, that made me sound like I was crying. What the fuck? No, I literally just woke up. Earlier, an example, I addressed a lot of, fabrications and shit, or, kind of explained in depth that people that will dislike creators will automatically make assumptions, or, just, lie about them, and people are making, I don't know, speculations or like lying about me because of a very real situation. And I'm really appalled. So I had messaged Repsian. I haven't been on Twitter in fucking ages, but I said, "Hi there. I'm unsure if this is a rumor, but a patron of mine DM'd me claiming that you're calling me a liar or something. Firstly, I have a video on the 9th coming up explaining that just because people may dislike my content or me as a character based off of recent fabrications doesn't give them the right to make assumptions or lie about my lawsuit. It will be a very informative hour-long video if you'd like to take a watch. Additionally, I am still in Washington. After filing small claims, you have to appear at the courthouse within 72 hours, so that's what I did. While I did mail paperwork to King County, it was actually the wrong county as it had multiple addresses and was confused. So when I got the proper address and I accidentally it autocorrected to addresses. I addressed that mistake in a previous video. I got things started and I'm happy to be here, but I really don't appreciate being called a liar. If this rumor, according to my patron, is true. Hope all is well." Repsian says, "I think it's safe to say people doubting your legal cause is pretty legit. You've given nobody updates, much less you posted about how you're nearly broke in Discord, having to change your online name, etc. And it looks pretty fishy when you've just gotten patron funds for a lawsuit that's apparently ongoing." Alright. That was a very real situation that no one should be making assumptions about. I had to basically say goodbye to people because my phone was literally on 5%, and I kept saying that in the chat. And I was with a girl, and I don't want to get into too many details. This is not a story time. This video is way too fucking long, so I'm going to get to the point. That did not like me or my channel, and I did not know that. And she even told me, like, under a stressful situation, she was downloading my videos so that she could sue me. And I was like, you can't just sue me. This is not how it works. And she was just, I don't know. It's a weird situation. And I was basically stranded there, and I was at her mercy because it was a road trip. I had a 5% phone, no charger, because I thought I'd be back home literally within 24 hours. I had nothing. My credit card, sure, but without my ID, I couldn't get a hotel or get a plane ticket back, and I really didn't know what to do, and I couldn't just fucking Uber from North Carolina to fucking Florida. I was literally terrified, and how could I Uber when my phone's literally about to die? I just felt like hopeless. And when you have a person that hates you and you're basically at their mercy, screaming in your ear that you're gonna be on the streets, I would believe it. And that's what I did. I was like, shit, guys, I'm actually about to be on the streets. And the reason I said I had to change my alias is because I was like, I don't know, in the moment it was so stressful, and she was just telling me to her, like, delete my shit, and I was like, do I have to, like, I don't know, it was really stressful, all in just one day. And what I did as a result of that was tell my community bye, and kind of briefly explain, even though it did look weird, I just wanted, like, I was in a fucking other state, my phone was 5%, you think I'm gonna have, like, time to really think what I'm saying? No, my phone's dying, I'm panicking, I'm having extreme anxiety, I'm about to be on the streets. Of course I'm not going to. With that being said, the fact that people are trying to turn a very real situation into, I don't know, like an art situation or a fraud situation when it was very real is disturbing to me. And I know there's going to be another person that has the guilty until proven innocent mentality listening to this. I've literally posted like a fuck ton of Snapchats with like the filters, like just made it to this state and that state, and also included on my Instagram story. And apparently this is all like a big lie. So that is insane to me. What is another thing? I've never once said like I'm poor or I'm broke. If there's a screenshot of that, then that is fabricated. Why would I say that when that's simply untrue? However, I did say that I was going to be stranded. So if that's what these rumors are coming from, then yes, I was going to be stranded. I was going to be stranded on the streets. And that's pretty much what happened for like 2 days. However, people may argue, well, don't you have patron money? Don't you have your credit card? Blah, 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 blah. And don't you think if I had access to my money in the moment that I would use it? My bank froze my card for obvious reasons, and my phone was dying, so I couldn't call or, fix that. And on top of that, my money went towards my legal cause. However, let's say in a fucking magical, hypothetical, alternative universe that I could, in a desperate situation, use the Patreon money to, get out of a bad situation. Well, don't you think I fucking would have? I didn't want to be stranded in another state, but I had no, I didn't have anything. My phone was literally about to die. No card, because the girl took it. And on top of that, it was fucking, frozen anyways. Frozen, what the I'm tired. It fucking got froze, sorry. And I didn't know anyone there. And I had really bad anxiety. When you're being yelled at that you're gonna be on the streets, right in your fucking ear, and everything's stressful, I genuinely thought I was stranded. That doesn't mean that I'm broke or poor, but in that situation, was I? Yeah. I literally had nothing in another state. One last thing is, maybe people would wonder, why would you get in a car without your ID or any important information like that? And to answer your question as fucking brief as possible, because this video is so long, is that I have borderline personality disorder, and what that does, and I know people are going to demonize me for it, but that does not define me. But that's besides the point. That disorder can make me impulsive or do impulsive things. So when I want to go on a less than 24-hour road trip and, get something in return, I just hopped in the car and didn't really think much of it. Because my personality disorder can make me impulsive, and therefore I was impulsive. So I hope that answers questions. But even then, I feel like people are entitled to these answers because guilty until proven innocent mentality. But for the purpose of this video, I have no problem addressing fabrications. But in the future, just know, I don't care if someone says I fucking killed someone. I'm not addressing fabrications. Ever. I'm going to upload content that I like, and that's it. He says... Hold on, I have to read the messages. I hope you're going through with it and there is actual paperwork to back it up. I said specifically, if you're lying about your claims and aren't going through with what you said you are doing after you've taken money, I'll take issue of that. You've sent the paperwork to the wrong county. He has puts question marks like that's a fucking surprise. I don't know if I doubt he watches my videos, obviously, but I made an entire video explaining why I don't want to talk about him anymore, that it's old news, and when I talk about him again, I want it to be after the lawsuit, and explain everything in depth, which includes any rookie mistakes, and tell people about the annoying fucking copyright attorneys that didn't understand YouTube very well, and all of these, stressful experiences, and I wanted to just spill it all. And I briefly mentioned about, the whole different county, wrong address thing in my other video, and people are acting surprised. Then I filed it for the correct county, and it had the correct address and everything, and I'm apparently some fraud. CN then says, it is your responsibility to update folks with stuff, especially if they're giving you money for something specific that you claim you're doing. Well, in my previous video, I also said that the updates that I'm refusing to give because I think that just me saying, publicly on YouTube, hi guys, okay, so I just talked to a new copyright attorney, is just really annoying, and I've also had people complain girl, this is old news, just talk about it when you go to court, and I completely agreed with it. But that's besides the point. What was I going with that? Oh yeah, it is your responsibility to give updates. I did say in that video, if patrons want updates, all they have to do is DM me. They're the only people that I would have no problem talking about this with and giving updates about it, because they're the ones that were funding it. And yet I'm still some bad person for saying that. I don't think there's a problem with giving your patrons updates and then postponing updates for the public until you go to court. And the updates aren't really anything special. besides like some stressful shit behind the scenes, which I recorded all of it, and it sucks that I recorded all this fucking footage and me going to the fucking courthouse in fucking Tacoma just for me not to be able to upload it, because the guilty until proven innocent mentality is kind of pushing me away from even wanting to upload this video of, you know, the whole process. Like, that's why I said earlier, expect nothing, because until the internet gets rid of the guilty until proven innocent mentality, I literally refuse to upload any footage or like anything about it. And that fucking sucks. I was so fucking excited. And I'm still in Washington, so maybe, like, I should stop recording the entire thing. Like, honestly, I might do that. So then I responded to him how I got stranded in another state without my charger or ID or a way to get back home. When there's someone screaming in your ear that you're going to be on the streets or in a stressful situation, blah, 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 blah. I don't live, eat, breathe the lawsuit 24/7. And even when making an entire video dedicated to a huge update and also stating I want to stop making videos about it for now, people were complaining about it, saying it's old news for now, and I agree. It's annoying to constantly update, hey guys, just talk to another copyright attorney. What's the point? I'd rather shut up about him until I go to court. And if that's suspicious to you or other people, then quite frankly, I don't owe anyone anything. And that's a little out of context. Like, Repsian probably didn't watch my video and doesn't understand that I did say only patrons should get updates if they request. But, you know, he might be able to, I don't know, demonize me for that. Fuck it, I really don't care. Then I had an Onision fucking, like, anti-Onision page message me, did you really use money to see Breaking Benjamin? I said, excuse me. I said, imagine being so stupid that people who have lawsuits can't have a life or attend events. Imagine being so stupid you think that I have to live, drink, and breathe my lawsuit 24/7. Fuck off out of my DMs if a concert offends you. And that person's response to me was, I think it's best to clear that up just in case, cause people think you used money to see a show, ? Granted, lawsuits, even on a small scale, take a long time, which is true. It's only been 3 months, and this has taken quite a lot of fucking time. So, I mean, like, even though it's been 3 months, it literally feels like it's been a fucking year. Like, that's how much shit I've been doing behind the scenes that I've been recording, but clearly I'm not gonna fucking upload that because the internet pushed me away from that. But regardless, yeah, and to me responding to him saying, I think it's best to clear that up just in case, I'm doing it in a video because I have not actually, like, responded to him, like, through DMs. But yeah. I think it's best to clear that up just in case because people think you use the money to see a show. That's literally what cancel culture does, and that's literally why I made this entire video explaining how cancel culture, or just because like someone dislikes you and your content, that they suddenly have the right to fabricate stuff against you or make up rumors or invalidate your activities. And fortunately this is what happened, just because people dislike my content or dislike my character based on fabrications, that now all of a sudden I'm some fraud that's actually not suing anyone. And my response to him saying, because people think you use money to see a show, what did you want me to do? Upload a image of me at the Tacoma courthouse when I didn't want to do that? I was saving it for my project that I'm working on about suing Onision and the behind the scenes and the stress behind it and me talking to all these fucking attorneys. And I even had my friend record me walk into the courthouse. And by the way, I had a friend with me because I needed a ride, but that's besides the point. Walk into the fucking Tacoma courthouse, Shane Dawson style. Like, I was so hyped to make this fucking video. I wanted to share the entire process of this fucking journey, and it really saddens me that I no longer wish to do that, and it's really fucking sad. The fact that I am not allowed to go to an event for 2 hours because apparently I need to focus on my lawsuit every hour of my life blows my mind. The fact that people are asking me to address this, and the fact that people are saying, you only went to Washington to see a concert because what? I uploaded footage of the concert because I thought it was fun and I thought it was a good night, good performance. Like, if you go to concerts, it's normal to update that on your social media, like, just had fun at this concert, you know? I don't understand the logic that if someone were to attend an event for 2 hours and that person has a legal cause, then them attending an event that's unrelated to their legal cause makes them a fraud or makes them a liar, and like all these things. It's like, what? It's an event. If you're pressed and really upset that I went to an event for 2 hours and that somehow makes me a fraud, then you're fucking insane. And like I said, my only explanation for this, because that logic really does not make any sense, is cancel culture. People dislike me, so if I do anything, it is used against me. I can't attend a concert without being called a fraud. I'm sorry that I saved the footage of me walking into the Tacoma courthouse for a YouTube video that I said in a previous Onision video, update video, that I was in the process of making. And that's when I wanted to upload everything. But, oh, no, I'm just some fucking fraud. So, I'm not uploading anything in regards to Onision. From this point on, I'm done filming. All of that footage, I may delete it. And, I'm going to do this one-on-one, privately. If Onision decides to talk about it when the time comes, I'm not even going to address it. Because this is my choice at this point. I'm sick of guilty until proven innocent mentality. I'm sick of the fact that people think I went to Washington for a concert, even though it was because I had to go to the courthouse within 72 hours of filing your claim. That's how it works. And people think because I attended an event that I'm a horrible person that committed fraud. No. And because of that, I refuse to upload any footage of this process. It was such a stressful journey for me, but also so exciting, recording myself flying and going there and going to the courthouse. For it to, I don't know, like for me to post going to a concert and then all of a sudden I'm some fraud. That completely pushes me away and makes me not passionate about this project. So I'm going to start thinking of my lawsuit as a one-on-one thing. It is no longer a public issue. I know that I've made rants about him striking me multiple times. Like, I have been demonized too much for literally no valid reason. Because what, furries dislike my content. Now you can just make assumptions or say that I'm a fraud because I attended a concert for 2 hours. What? Oh, God. Like, what if I posted, like, an image of me at, like, the mall or something? Does that mean I'm a fraud, too? Like, I can't post anything? What the fuck? But yeah, this has been a long fucking video. I'm appalled. And, yeah, if for anyone that really looked forward to the process and, like, the footage and shit of me suing Onision, I apologize. I really looked forward to it, too. You have the internet to blame, and maybe this could be a sacrifice. Maybe this will help wake people up, even though it's not that fucking deep. It's a lawsuit that I was filming, or not, like, the actual lawsuit itself, but the process, you know what I mean? It's just, like, I don't know, maybe, like, it would make people think, like, damn, maybe we should chill with this guilty until proven innocent mentality, because that could have been a sick video, but I feel like even that's not fucking enough, because James Charles literally, like, had nearly 50 million views, and people still didn't learn from him. Like, people still contribute to cancel culture and make assumptions or lies and fabrications against people, and it's just like, so what makes me think that refusing to upload my, I don't know, project that I've been working fucking months on and film the entire, like, it was just a waste of fucking footage at this point. Like, what makes me think me taking that away from the public would do anything? The guilty until proven innocent mentality will still be on the internet. Yeah, I'm really choked up about having to delete the footage. It hurts. I really wanted to make something great because I've been learning how to edit better, and I had a friend with me, like, record me going through this stuff and going to the courthouse and being so excited. And, you know, usually you don't go to a courthouse fucking excited, but I was excited to do this and stick up for what I think is right, and want to, you know, help other small creators and inform them about this stuff, and while also literally taking down someone that really deserves it. But it has just come to an end, unfortunately. So like I said, if you were looking forward to it, trust me, I was too, and I apologize, but I'm not going to upload it because I don't want to owe anyone that makes fabrications about me or makes me feel like I have to eat, breathe, sleep my lawsuit 24/7 to the point I am not allowed to attend any events I don't want to owe them footage of this entire process. I don't want to owe them a video that I've lost passion for because they decided to lie. I don't want to owe them shit. So, sorry if you look forward to it. And yeah, this was an unnecessary 10 minutes added onto this video. This video feels very disorganized, even though I wanted it to be organized. But I figured if I'm going to address like a bunch of fabrications from fucking retard furries, from like randos on the internet that like to lie about me, I don't know, I might as well address this like weird, I don't know, public thing going on where people are suspicious of me for literally no valid reason. Now, I understand the whole I'm gonna be, like, on the streets thing. That did look weird, but at the end of the day, like, it was a very real situation. My phone was literally on 5%. What, did you want me to wait, like, an hour? Like, I really need to think this. No! I thought I was gonna be on the streets. I wanted, like, my community to know. And I wanted to say bye to my friends. I've used Discord so goddamn much, and it meant a lot to me, and I was sad that I would never talk to my friends on Discord ever again. And even though that should be the last of my worries, like, I was already, like, so stressed with this girl in my ear screaming at me that I'm gonna be on the streets, and realizing I was a fucking idiot for not bringing my ID or anything important, just getting in a fucking car, and I was so stressed that, like, I became numb. So the only thing I could do is just try to act normal and get on my phone, even though I didn't have a charger. And then that's when it hit me. I had to say bye. And there was also evidence of this road trip all over my social media, and people literally still think I'm, like, some liar. That road trip wasn't anyone's business necessarily, or the details about it shouldn't be shared. I personally don't think that, like, your personal issues shouldn't be on the internet. However, the only reason I'm addressing it or explaining the situation in a little more in depth, it's obviously, like, this isn't a story time about it. I'm only doing that because I guess people think I'm some fucking liar. Yeah, this was really annoying to add in. I just woke up, my voice is deep and fucking raspy because I just fucking woke up. I say too much. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say or add on. I'm just really annoyed that I have to re-export this. But my computer is a fucking champ. Is there any other, like, retard lies I have to address? I don't really think so. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe I should elaborate more on the Onision thing. Like I said, made a whole update video saying patrons should get updates. I'm gonna stop talking about it publicly, but here I am having to talk about it publicly because people think I'm lying about it. And that is pushing me away from wanting to give a public update. And I'm debating on whether I should create this video or not after I go to court. And, a part of me wants to, like, stop filming this entire process. I want to do some fucking Shane Dawson type shit, or alternatively, I could make it for patrons, but I'm unsure. Yeah, that's weird. Oh yeah, people think I use my money on a fucking Breaking Benjamin concert instead of, like, copyright attorneys, which, that blows my mind, that if you have a lawsuit, all of a sudden you can't attend events, or, I don't know, live your life. Like, you just have to breathe, eat, live your fucking lawsuit. Like, that's so strange to me that people are pressed at the fact that I went to an event for, like, 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours of your time, madam. You could have used that to fucking talk to an attorney. Really? Are you kidding me? I kind of, like, that's so ridiculous to me that I don't care. Alright, now that I'm thinking about it, this is getting too long. Just know that the guilty until proven innocent mentality has completely pushed me away from wanting to make public updates. No, you do not deserve. You, right now, unless you were a patron of mine or contributed to the lawsuit, you do not deserve anything from me. I don't owe you anything, and no, you will not be getting an update about the Onision lawsuit until the internet changes their mentality and goes back to innocent until proven guilty. With that being said, if you are a patron and you want updates or, I don't know, anything, just DM me on Patreon, and just know that I reply extremely late on Patreon, so I think Discord would be a better alternative. Only if you're a patron, just, like, ping me in the private server. With that being said, yeah, that's all I have to say in regards to that. If there are any more fabrications about me in the future, I am not going to address it. I don't take the internet very seriously, and the only reason I'm addressing some fabrications as of today is because I've always wanted to make a video like this, just that one-time video. And it was an idea I had for so many months. If it weren't these fabrications, it would have been some Discord story times where someone called me a pedo because they got banned from my server, like just something. And that's the only reason I'm addressing fabrications. Now, in the future, if there were people that were to lie or make up stories about me or, any type of fabrication, yeah, I'm not going to address it. And if I don't address it, then it didn't fucking happen. Newsflash. Now, if I were to make a mistake or something, then yeah, I would obviously address it and be like, yo, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Which I really doubt will happen, but you never know. But in regards to fabrications, yeah, I'm never going to address it. If I were to literally sit down and address every fabrication that some random person on the internet made about me, we'd be here all day. That's a waste of time and it's stupid. It's like if I fucking came to you and said, hey, I know what you fucking did, Toady. I know you fucking raped someone. Like, that, like, how would you fucking react? Like, that's just weird. Like, it's just like a random fucking lie. And, yeah, I refuse to address it. I'm literally just gonna upload content that I want to upload, and that's literally it. So, go fake your little screenshots, go make your little Madam Discord ults, go, I don't know, make up more stories about me. But at the end of the day, I really could care less. So that's why I'm never going to address this stupid shit again. So, yeah, cool. Are we on the same page? It's been an additional 16 minutes because, liars, like, cool or whatever. And you get to hear my sleepy voice, so, that's kind of awkward. Yikes. Alright, fuck, bye. Here's an interview. She's gonna get a PayPal next year and go to college, and she never specified why she couldn't get paid. I just thought maybe she was a late bloomer because, I'm a late bloomer. I didn't really get my license, like, right when I turned 16. Like, I was kind of late for that. So I kind of get it, and I didn't really want to, like, bring that up or be awkward about it. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And she would always talk about, like, going to college and how excited she was for it. So we were just under the impression she was around our age. She never insinuated, like, that she was a child. She always tried to act like an adult around me and my friends. So it was just really weird.
If it's possible after this recording, so there's some credibility to it, because I already know with how things are going, not everyone's going to listen. Do you have any possible screenshots or past messages that can?
I didn't delete them out of Discord. I mean, like, I don't delete any messages. Um, what kind of screenshots?
Screenshots like providing or like her insinuating she's an adult, anything like that?
Um,
Because
I
right
would
now I
have to
have
go
evidence.
through all of them. You have evidence of
Okay.
what?
Well, if you can, when you're free, that would be great to go with the interview. Because right now I have evidence that she didn't tell you her age, but she told you about her
She did
sexual
not.
assault.
Yeah, and the sexual assault thing was strange. I have talked to other, like, victims because I had some friends that were like, yeah, that is weird. Well, I did have a friend approach me and say, they at first were siding with her, like, isn't that kind of fucked up? And I was like, nah, dude, like, I've been sexually assaulted too, and she did it in under 5 minutes. I am not exaggerating that. No one. This is kind of how it went, and it sounds crazy, but it's like, hey, I'm like a really big fan of your channel, whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, hi, it's nice to finally get in a call with you. We greeting each other, and then she's like, oh, by the way, I was raped. It was just very sudden and, like,
I could
abrupt, and
understand your
it was just like,
skepticism and suspicious about it. I was very suspicious about it until it was confirmed by James, but James also confirmed that she told him that you initially first fixed the credit, and that's where all the YouTubers are not, like, they're not pointing that out, that you first fixed the credit, and he didn't point that out either in his video, yet she told him that.
I don't know
So
all these
honestly,
people. I've
everyone else has
never
a part to
watched a
play in the
video
game.
about it. So if you could just solely ask me questions about it, because I have no idea who's who's that. Like, I don't know. I've literally been traveling for like a week. I
James is
don't
the
know
guy,
any of these
the
people.
15-year-old that you apparently threatened to sue. That is coming
I
from
have
his side.
no
I don't know
idea
about
who
yours.
that is. So, like, if you could just keep questions like, I don't. I'm getting
Yeah,
confused
okay.
and I'm hungover, so that's not good.
All right, I'll
um,
I'll go back.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know like anyone you're talking about besides the Claire.
so was there anything else that was maybe other alarms besides I watched your video and you mentioned that she was obsessed with cancel culture.
She
I
was.
have a screenshot that proves that she was sending hate to you.
Mhm.
Claire or Silmers?
Yep. Um yeah, pretty much what happened. Wait, what did you ask again? Sorry, I'm like all hungover. Are you talking about like the topic of hate, like her sending hate to me? Is that what you
Yeah,
asked?
because you said that in your video she talked about it and she seemed to be fascinated with it.
Oh yeah, cancel culture. My bad. Shit, I'm really out of it for being sober. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was really strange. It was just something she liked to talk about. We would get in these like really long calls and she would do most of the talking. I was just kind of, chilling there. And she loved talking about Slazo in particular. And she would always kind of like what is like the best way to articulate this? I guess like compare the Slazo situation with her real life and at her apparent like sexual assault. That's besides the point. Like she loved the Slazo situation. It fascinated her. And when she would talk about it, and by the way, my friend was also in a voice chat with her and kind of like confirmed this. She sounded really excited talking about it. So she would be like, "Isn't it cool that you could ruin someone's reputation with the words?" Like that's literally how she said it, and it was really weird. But like it's only weird looking back on it because in the moment like, me and my friend were just like, "Yeah, that's,
Was this the same friend that
crazy."
commented on your video? With the he said the
Her name
same
is
thing?
Trigga.
Oh, okay.
Trigga is my, good friend and an admin of mine for my Discord server, and he was I think the only person that we went in a voice chat with, unless I forgot. I do have a shitty memory, unless, like, I'm talking about stuff that's, like, very, recent. Or it's like with emotion. I remember things better if there's emotion attached to it. So but Striga, she could have been in a voice chat with someone else as well. I don't really remember, but I do know it's Striga because Striga made those comments. Like in my story, he was the one that DM'd me that she didn't carry herself very well and that he was starting to get sus about her being like a college student or something, or like about to be a college freshman. Like he was just getting really sus and started DMing me like mid voice chat. And I basically just told him to fuck off because that's kind of the relationship we have. We have a lot of banter, so not in like a rude way, but um yeah, I mean he was there for it. He heard her say like, "Isn't it crazy?" Like, I don't know, she just seemed really excited and like fascinated with the internet and how you could do stuff like that. Just like reflecting, it's just really like creepy. And I think one of my friends even like they like showed me a screenshot that she started making her like social media dedicated to me with like highlights with my name, and like I was like on a plane and I saw it and I like got chills. I was like, ugh, weird. But yeah. Is there any
I
other
have
questions?
two
Sure there
more
is.
actually. So
Cool.
about the phone number, did you know it was fake?
100% fake. Would you like me to elaborate on that?
Okay. So people are saying that 1 minute you doxed her, 1 minute it was
Oh,
attempting to dox. I know the number was fake because I saw the story.
100%
Claire
fake.
even said it was fake,
Yeah, it
and
was 100%
so
fake.
she's
Um,
basically doing
I would
nothing to.
never, if it was a real number, I would never ever dox someone. She has my real number. She could easily leak that, and I'm surprised she hasn't. Because she's willing to like go to extremes and lie about me and like, fabricate a story that never happened and make like her social media about me. It's really creepy, but the fact she hasn't leaked my number, okay, cool. If I were to actually have leaked a real number, don't you think she would have done it back? I mean, if she's apparently 15, that's kind of how they behave. Um, the way I saw it, and by the way, there is evidence that it's fake. I mean, I didn't know she said that. I don't check her social media because I like blocked her on Discord and then she blocked me on Instagram, which is like fine. I never really checked her page since. But shit, sorry, I need like a drink.
Most fake numbers that I
Where was I
know
going
of
with that?
probably they can't receive messages. They have to start it, then they can receive messages. So they kind
Mm-hmm.
of have to start the chat. That's how
Yeah.
most that I've used have worked.
I believe she used a text-free number, and the reason I decided to put it out there is because I was like, "Damn, this person not only lied after I gave them credit and was, like, really nice to them, but they're, like, asking people to, like, come for me, like,
Yeah, I saw
continuously."
a
So I was
screenshot where
like,
she condoned it and she said to go after you.
yes, and, which was why I decided not to work with her anymore, and I did everything I could to, I don't know how to articulate it, just, like, be a good person to work with, and I just was not receiving that back, and, the reason I just didn't wanna work with her is because she kept sending people after me and then in the DMs acting like I don't know, like, she still wanted to
She's
work with me
innocent.
and she's
Yeah.
sorry and she's like a saint, and it was really weird, and I was like, the first time, which I guess I could provide, like, a screen recording for you, she was, like, sending people after me, it was, like, while we were cool, and I saw it, and so I DM'd
That
her
was when
because
she
she
vented
didn't
on her
approach
Instagram
me.
post.
Yeah, but she also sent her personal friends to come after me or just, like, people, and I was like I DM'd her, I was like, You told me the thumbnail was adorable in the DMs, like, a couple hours ago, why couldn't you have just DM'd me?" She's like, "I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah," whatever, and then she did it again when I gave her credit, and she finally got it, and then she started, like, lying and saying she never got credit, and I sent her screenshots in our Discord DMs, like, yeah, like, here's your credit for the about me, here's your credit for the
Yeah, I have
thumbnail,
those.
which
She
I didn't
provided those
realize
eventually
about
in
that.
the video.
Yeah, I gave her credit immediately. I didn't like, I thought I was supposed to give credit when I used the stills in a video. Like, that video was already made before I even got the stills. I just made the thumbnail right after when I did get the stills. And at the end of the day, it is my persona. I do feel entitled to use it since like it is my commission, but at the end of the day, I don't want to use it because the artist behind it's like a liar. It feels kind of gross. So definitely probably not going to use it. But in the moment, I did feel like it was fine. Like, they were my stills in the moment.
Yeah,
It was, like,
and it's
something I was
technically
planning to use
so
for
far
a
from what I
video.
looked into, it's not art theft.
It's not at
So,
all.
like,
Not at all.
yeah,
I would never steal someone's art. I used to be an artist on DeviantArt. I, like, went by another alias, which, I don't really wanna, like, get into that, but, I know how this shit works. It's just, like, I would never steal someone's art ever. But, yeah, with that being said, yeah, the thumbnail, I didn't really know. Like, she apologized to me in the DMs and said that she should have, like, it says on 9/11/2019, "I should have told you the thumbnail thing. I'm really sorry, Ash." And then I don't know, like, "Okay, Ash, I'm really sorry. I said I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just wanted credit in the description. That's all. Blah 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 blah." And it's just like I expressed to her I thought that oh, sorry, I'm really tired. I thought that the J Station thing would be fine because that's what we always talked about in calls. So I didn't really like realize that even for thumbnails I had to credit her. So when I found that out, I did it immediately. I apologized, I made things right, and I did it within like I don't know, I'd say under 10 hours.
yeah, you
It would have
provided the
been
two
done.
screenshots in your video. I think I have
Yeah,
them.
and I didn't feel like I don't know, putting out all Instagram and Discord DMs because it doesn't matter. But it's like it's kind of reminding me of the Tati and James Charles things until you provide like your personal conversations, like you're just the bad guy.
Yeah,
Um, I just didn't feel like it was needed. I just wanted to say, hey, this is like a story time. Here's me giving credit, and then they lied about it. Kind of funny. 3,000 IQ, am I right? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Um,
she did first lie about the credit, so you're right there. Definitely, there's complete
yeah, she
credibility
just
to
wants
that.
attention. I mean, and that's why I mean, I would not like to think this, but I think she lies about a lot of stuff and she's just constantly attention seeking. I mean, like, no victim of sexual assault goes, "Hi, nice to meet you. I really like your channel. By the way, I got raped in under 5 minutes." That's weird. I think
It
she's
doesn't make
just
much
always
sense
been
that
kind
she's
of an
willing to
attention
tell
seeker.
you that, but not her age.
Not what? I didn't hear you. You cut out.
Oh, it doesn't make much sense that she's willing to tell you that, but not her age. I mean, yeah, it's
It is
true, but
strange.
why tell someone that, but not
He
the age?
definitely insinuated she was an adult, and I had friends, oh, particularly Shriga, who is my admin, to confirm that because he was in a voice chat with, like, all of us. It was weird. He was the one that texted me, "This girl does not carry herself well." Like, it was weird, but yeah. She lied about having a number and completely avoided that when I confronted her about it. I
Do you
mean,
have
it's just an
screenshots
overall
for that?
weird.
Because that would help a lot.
Um, sure. Let me just go in our DMs and type number. Thought you didn't have it. I found it. All
All right,
right.
thank you.
Let's see. Also, since you're busy, I don't know when the vids will come out, so I slowed down. And I'm also active in my messenger platform. Oh, by the way, people are complaining that I was upset that it took 2 weeks for the stills
Yeah.
when that is actually not true. She was making a bunch of art during that time frame and was posting brand new art. And I was just like, "Oh, is mine just not like prioritized?" I thought it was a commission, and people are trying to say I'm uneducated about art, and a commission doesn't work that way. You have to pay for a commission, but there is evidence of us discussing about payment when she gets her PayPal, and I was planning on like talking to my agent, uh, which is on FanFiber, and seeing if she could get a cut, and if she couldn't for whatever reason, I would just kind of just like PayPal her or something like. Um, so there was payment involved with this art, and people fail to realize that it was pretty much happening. So anyways, this is I just searched up number. Okay, just curious. I'll give you my number so you can call me randomly or whatever. This is at 906-2019. I said at 9:07 because I'm late. I always respond like a day late. I thought you didn't have a phone. I spelled it wrong though. Also, when can the stills get done? I have some cool stuff to work on, no rush. So I can just screenshot that real. Um this was
You
after
here?
like searching it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Did you hear me by
Yeah,
chance?
about the screenshot and the phone number part, yeah. Explaining the
There
phone
you
number
go. And right
DMs.
after that, she completely ignored the question, which I can show again. Let me just jump to the conversation. Um, like it was just weird that she ignored it, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I can definitely see your point there. I do have like two more questions actually, if that's okay.
Sure. Let me just send you another screenshot to prove that she just completely ignored that question.
Yeah, she did. All right,
It was
thank you.
weird because when we first started talking, it was our very first phone call, by the way. And she was surprised when I was happy to give her my number. She was like, "Wow, do you just like give it out like that? Like, or did you just trust me, or like what was that about?" And she just asked questions about it, and I was like, "Oh, I just think you're really chill. Like, I don't usually give my number out, but you seem really cool, and I'd like to work with you. So, giving you my number is probably like the best option here since my DMs are flooded." And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool, but I don't have a number." And so I was like, "Oh," and then suddenly, out of nowhere, she has a number. And it was really weird. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, if she sent people after me, and I knew it was fake, by the way, I 100% made sure it was. Because if you were to use another text-free number and text it, it would say fail. It's obviously fake. Um, but it's just like, I don't know. I like to play fair is fair. That's just kind of the person I am. It's debatable. A lot of people can criticize me for that. I really don't care. I've always played by like the fair is fair motto. That's just me. Um, but yeah, I do think being on YouTube is definitely a learning process though. Like maybe I should not play fair is fair anymore in the future. I think that I don't know, maybe I could have a larger impact than what I expected. I don't think anyone was able to successfully like text her though. It's obviously a fake number and I knew that. But still, just for like the future, I'll definitely be more mindful. But that's all I really have to say in regards to that. She just so many lies. Sexual assault, number, age, occupation. It's just weird.
The
And
sexual
then
assault I could
obviously she
definitely
lied
see
about
how she lied about, but actually it does turn out that the sexual assault was it's technically confirmed, but it's not confirmed if it happened. It's so far
just
been
like
a story that's been confirmed as a court case.
okay.
So, and I'm not saying that I'm going to doubt her, but I
Well,
am going to
from
say
my
that I'm also
perspective,
skeptical about all this.
I mean, it's one thing if you have a conversation with someone and 30 minutes in they're telling you personal stories and they kind of bring it up. Like that can happen sometimes and as someone that has been assaulted, I know how that is. Like, you're opening up to a friend and the topic kind of happens. But it was right when we were greeting each other. It was strange. It was like an instant cry for like attention. And I didn't think that in the moment because when you hear, by the way, I was raped, you want to have empathy like immediately. It's just like an awkward thing.
Yeah.
Um but now that I'm reflecting after just started like lying about me, I was like, "Oh, that was really weird." So, yeah.
All of this really could have been avoided if she didn't vent about it on Instagram,
I'm sorry, I like to
considering
joke
this was
about
a
it.
commission. But
It could have been avoided how? You, like, cut out for me.
all of it really could have been avoided if she just didn't vent about it on Instagram, because then that wouldn't have sent people your way, and she would probably still have credit by now. But
Yeah, a lot of people are, like, mad at me for removing it because she's a liar, and they're like, "Well, it doesn't fucking matter. She could fucking kill your entire family. That's her art credit." And it's just like, "No, she has no respect for me." And, I had to be, like, I hate using the word professional, but that's, like, literally what it is,
yeah,
because if you work with someone, you're gonna you wanna be friendly and do things efficiently and properly, and I guess I could use proper more, and, when I saw that, I immediately went to her DMs instead of, being petty, or I wasn't playing fair is fair just yet. Instead of, like, I could have just went to her comment section, and just communicated with her that way and be like, "Huh, I hate when people, like, post fucking Instagram stories and public YouTube comments instead of DMing me. Like, I could have been petty, but I didn't. I just DM'd her and I was like,
you
"Hey, what's
said
this
she also
about?
had your private phone number
What
at
can I
this
do to
time.
make things right?" She does. Yes.
Okay, so
Um
if you can, obviously blur out your phone number, but if you can provide evidence of that, like a
Provided it through a
screenshot
phone
of a
call,
conversation, home phone.
fortunately. I provided my number through a phone call.
Oh, okay.
It was or not phone call. Sorry, I said phone call because I was on my like Discord mobile. I mean like a Discord call.
All right.
Um I'm surprised she hasn't deleted any message. Maybe she has, I didn't notice. Interesting. Yeah, I really don't fuck with liars. It I just could not work with her. Um, it's just strange.
So my question is if you are going to use the stills, would you ever credit her if she confessed up to lying on her end?
No. Um, I'm in this weird, mm, like, how do I put this?
I can understand why you wouldn't. I
Contradictment
was just
or like,
curious because
fuck.
people want to.
I can't talk right now because I'm hungover and I sound really retarded. No, I'm like contradicting myself in my head. Like it makes me sound mental, but it's just like a part of me is saying, well, that's not only my persona, but my stills. But on top of that, even if it was supposed to be my commission or it is my commission, why should I have respect for someone that has no respect for me and just publicly lies about me? I should have zero respect back for them. So therefore, these are my stills and I should use them. But the other part of me is saying, well, they're also a liar and I don't want to promote a liar's art and part of me just doesn't want to use them. So I'm kinda, like, in the middle, if you get what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say,
I can
and,
understand that.
I'm conflicted, but hypothetically speaking, if I were to use these stills, I would not credit her, simply because of the fact, I was very proper with her, very professional, and all they did was disrespect me and lie constantly and lie about me as a person, and just because of that, I'm not gonna respect someone and give them credit when they don't respect me at all. And they did get credit. People like to tell me it doesn't matter. She could kill your entire fucking family, but that's her art credit. But no one's telling her you maybe if you wanted to keep your credit, you shouldn't have
Yeah, that's
lied
kind of the
and
purpose
made up a
of
story that
my
would
current
result in
video
a
that I have
YouTuber.
edited. That's kind of the purpose because everyone seems to be victimizing her side of the story, but then
She's a
when it
liar.
comes to you, they're promoting attacking you. So,
Had
and
people
I mean,
send me
2 videos were
gore
just made
on
recently, but
Instagram.
when, hmm?
Well, I've had people really attack me. I've had people
Yeah,
send
I
me
saw your
gore
comment
and
sections.
images of child pornography in my DMs, and all I could do is report it, and I was really disturbed. And
Alts are
it's like
attacking you because they're
images
defending
that
you.
were on alts. Oh, I mean, it's the internet like that. You don't have to defend me or anything, but people will
I
harass
I
you.
was it wasn't more of like defending your actions, it was more like explaining why. And even then I still had
Critical.
people coming to me and attacking me in alts. I had like 9 people total, and then someone recently made a video on you named Delange. Wallace. I can't pronounce
I've
Delangelo.
never
I
seen a
can't pronounce
video.
it.
I've been traveling too goddamn much. I'm
That's
in Seattle right
understandable,
now.
but I was on Twitter, and
Okay.
he decided that he was going to lie and say that I was also doxing her, and that I was
I would.
targeting children. So
I
he
I had
deleted the
her
tweet. I have
account,
evidence of it. He
but I
deleted
would
the tweet,
never.
but I have evidence of it.
I mean, I would never dox. So I knew the number was fake. All she had to do was delete her little text-free number, and I did it to prove a point. If you're gonna like send people after me, I could do the same. However, you'd have to be an idiot to think that would work. I did it as a joke because I thought it was humorous that the number was fake and that she's such a liar, this and that. Like I just thought it was humorous. So I was like, "Ooh, look, text-free number. Here you go." But like no one could obviously reach her that way. It would just be like invalid. It's just like
It wouldn't also give any personal information because it only would maybe, depending on the number, it would maybe tell her area code. That's it. But
it
she
didn't.
already leaked her own county, so
There's no problem doing that. I mean, it's just like I would never dock someone. It was humorous to me because like everything was fake about her and I was just like, ha, another fake number. That's kind of funny. And if you're going to send people after me, I'm probably going to do the same. But I didn't do it in a sense that like everyone go to her YouTube channel or Instagram and do like she did with me or like make up a lie and say like she fucking raped me and my family or some shit. Like I don't fuck it. That sounds really melodramatic, but you get what I'm trying to say. Um I just like thought it was humorous that the number was fake. That's pretty much it. Not a dox or anything. That's really fucked up. If anything, like I would be an idiot to actually dox her. She has my number, you know? And I think she hasn't released it because she know the number's fake. She just likes to play the victim card and get attention.
the thing is about that, even though it is a phone number, it's not a personal phone number. It's a public app-based phone number, so it wouldn't even be a doxing.
Nope, I have not doxed at all. And I know better too. Like, trust me, as a content creator, doxing sucks. I mean, it even recently happened to Blair White, and I love her, and it stresses me out when I see other creators get doxed, and that's something I wouldn't wish upon like my worst enemy. The phone number thing was simply me just finding the text-free number humorous and finding her being fake humorous. That's really all it is. So, was that all your questions? Because I think after this, I'll probably be too busy traveling and like being with friends and
If it's
stuff to
okay,
even like.
I can ask more, and if you want, I can wait. It's up to
It's
you.
okay. My dinner's not ready yet, surprisingly. So, wow, that makes me sound
All
like a
right.
diva. No, it's delivery. Don't worry. I don't have
So,
slaves in my house making me dinner. What? Oh, sorry. Next.
okay, so my next question would be along the lines of those people that are attacking you in your comment section and on Instagram. Are you going
Stop
to do
reading
anything
comments
about that, or are
after
you
you
just
say
going
it.
to wait till it try to cool? Are you going to wait for it to cool down?
Um, wait for what? I mean, it's like it's the internet. I really don't care. I don't. Like, honestly, if anything, it's a big sign of success for me. A lot of people don't understand, like, cancel culture and the internet as good as a YouTuber does, and all these comments and, like, even dislikes. Did you know that dislikes are pretty much equal to likes? You can have the most disliked video in the world,
Yeah,
and it's gonna
dislikes
get in
also.
people's recommended, but I mean, no, like the point I'm trying to make is with the comments, that's going to help me get in people's recommended. That's going to get me exposure. And even though it's based on a lie, which is completely shitty of someone to just make up a story like that and lie. But regardless, I'm still going to be in people's recommended. Every hate comment, every credit your artist. I mean, that's not a hate comment, but the actual hate comments where people are wishing death upon me and stuff. I don't care that, and it also works for Instagram. That's gonna get me people's recommended. There's like a little. I feel like not a lot of people know this about Instagram, but when you're on the search page, it's like recommended for you, and like I'll see people that like my friends follow or something, or like that's getting a lot of comments. Someone that's popping lately. It's the same thing. I've been getting so many new followers. My AdSense tripled. I mean, it's not really a big deal. I almost like just want the comments to keep happening just because I really don't care. I know eventually it's gonna die down, and I mean the same thing happened for I'm Alex, James
Oh yeah,
Charles. I'm
he
pretty
lost a
sure
bunch, and now
all
he's
these
just
people that were
regaining them.
so-called canceled. Yeah, because cancel culture doesn't necessarily exist. It should exist for people like Austin Jones, but unfortunately how this whole thing works is you get the same amount of like hate and death threats that an actual child predator would, like Austin Jones. These people should be canceled, not because James Charles said something you didn't like,
Yeah.
or you heard a fabricated story from a fucking furry artist that literally lied, and all of a sudden, like, I deserve death threats.
It's
No
funny too
different than
because when I show
fucking, like
people
I said,
the
Austin
evidence
Jones.
that I have, because they seem to think that it's okay to attack you based upon
Guys,
evidence against you, but when there's evidence against Solmers, they kind of ignore it, push it off, and continue on with their day.
completely.
So at this point, it's not about, right and wrong or justice. It's just about attacking you just to
I
attack
think
you.
cancel culture is just like a hobby for some people, and I've had people made old accounts and actually send me not only gore, which like doesn't really bother me that much, but like illegal like child pornography. I had to sit, like, I really did not want to do this, but Instagram has this thing where like you kind of tap to and blur it a little bit. You can kind of see. Once I saw the first image, I did not even look at the others. I just started reporting all of them. Like, it's just like a game to people. It's like, oh, cool, now we have like a reason to like attack someone publicly. And yeah, it's pretty much just like a fucking internet game. It's really sad that I could get the same amount of hate that like a rapist or a pedophile on the internet would get. But with that being said, in regards to the comments, I don't know. I know it's gonna die down eventually, and I really don't care because, like I said, all these hate comments are based off of like fabrications. Like, I could literally care less. I'm living my life in Seattle,
You're going to
focusing on my
concerts.
lawsuit that people are trying to
Yeah, about the
fucking say
lawsuit,
it's not happening.
is there any
No,
news
and
you
I
can
went to like
provide on it?
one concert. Is there any what? Oh, are you there?
Yeah,
Did you cut out?
I asked about
I didn't
the
hear you.
lawsuit. Is there any news you could provide on it? Like anything that would at least
Um,
give some credibility? I believe you on it. I don't have a reason to not believe you
I
that
mean,
you wouldn't
people,
sue
because of the whole cancel
Lucy.
culture thing, once they don't like me, they can just start making assumptions and shit. Like, some people are saying I
Yeah,
claim that I'm like poor. I've never said that. Trust me. But uh, as far as the lawsuit, I made a update video about it explaining why I'm not going to give any more public updates until I go to court. And when I go to court and shit, that's when I want to make like a really long video talking like 40 minutes long, explaining the importance of small creators having the ability to like sue in small claims, and I want to like provide evidence about the whole like Onision thing when I actually take him to court, and that's something that's really important to me. And that's why I'm here in Washington. Like, I'm taking my time with this, but also I. The evidence is in my last video because I explain not only what suing in small claims is, but why I will not be providing any more like public updates. It's because it's just like, if people are constantly asking me questions about it, like, it's just, I can't keep making videos about it. I can't, like, let me continue with this process, and then I'm gonna give a huge update video about it when the time comes. And I think I made like a 30-minute or like maybe 20 minutes, I don't remember, video going in depth explaining why I think this is the best decision to not constantly and constantly give updates about it, because it's going to become old news. I just want to wait till I get to court, and that's when I'm going to like make it all public again. And yeah, it's going to be cool. Repsion wants to meet up with me, and I don't know if he's even likes me. I haven't been in contact with him for a while. Hopefully he didn't like fall for any fabrication. Maybe he hasn't heard it. I don't know. But that would be cool.
considering you both share a common
Going to
enemy, I don't
vlog
think he would honestly care about that because
Yeah,
right
so
now there's
like him coming would
almost
also be more evidence. He could maybe like provide like an update on social media that he's like in court because he wants to sit in with me. So, like I said, like, people that hate me just because you don't like me or my content or stuff that's been fabricated about me, that doesn't give you the right to invalidate
yeah,
me.
their current
It,
most recent attack is basically the fact that you have Leafy as your banner,
I
which
think it's
I mean
humorous.
multiple people do.
It's humorous. I like it. It kind of looks nice on my channel. It's very neon, and I like it a lot.
I mean that's fair. You're base. I mean, I'm pretty sure you
It's my
embrace the
big
fact that you're
inspiration. Yeah,
yeah.
I really like him. If you couldn't tell. um, no, I when I
And they're
started
also
YouTube, I
comparing
used to not
you
like
in
it.
this situation to Leafy in his situation.
Love Leafy. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know about the Leafy drama. surprisingly, I didn't really keep up with it. I just liked his reaction commentaries. Like whenever he made like an apology video, I never really cared to watch. I mean, I would like sit through a minute of it. Um, oh, I do have something coming up soon. I've always wanted to talk about like cancel culture. I remember like to give some context, which I'm gonna say in my video. I guess you can release this early. I suspect not a lot of people watch this interview, but maybe. Um, I mean, maybe I could link it when that upload happens. But basically, where I'm going with this is I always have ideas that like are really good. Like my most popular videos and even videos in general, I would have the idea for 4 months or maybe 5 months until I finally upload it. Like that's just how fucking slow I am. Like my first ever Onision video where it's like he thinks he's in 2010 or something. I had that idea for literally 4 months. And I had this cancel culture like idea like topic for like a solid 6 months now. And I asked like Calvin Guerra to do like a segment for me and in the DMs. Like this was like early summer or something, maybe like June. And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then it just like never happened. I'm just really slow. And so I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to actually talk about it, which I feel like a lot of people are going to make assumptions and be like, "You're doing this because you got attacked." Haha. It's like, no, I've always wanted to talk about this. And this is like a great opportunity to kind of go over like James Charles and talk about all these people and then talk about mine situation. And yeah, and what's funny about it is Leafy's apology was on October 9th. So that's when I'm gonna upload mine to be cheeky because I like being like a Leafy clone. I like it a lot. So yeah.
No,
I hope I
we
didn't
got
cut
all of
out.
that.
Sorry. Isn't that kind of clever? Isn't it kind of cheeky?
On October
On
9th, I
October
mean,
9th
yeah,
when
it
that
could
was
be like
his
an Easter egg to
apology.
old Beefy
That's
fans.
his apology upload. Yeah. I'm gonna like compare it in the video. I'm gonna be like, hey, I don't know, like what I'm gonna do. I don't have a script, but like
I also
I'm gonna
noticed you
like
didn't
put up a
script your
screenshot.
story time video. It didn't help in your favor, but it didn't really do much.
Just the
You should
story
have scripted.
time.
That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I actually disagree. It was just a story time. It was not me trying to provide like a very like serious video with like hard evidence. Here's the screenshots, guys. Like I maybe showed like two because
Yeah, yeah.
it was like I would agree with you had this video been a very serious topic, but the
You don't
way
consider
I
it serious.
articulated it well, because it was a story time, like, I was even saying stuff like, "Dun, dun, dun," to, like, be entertaining. It was a story time. Yes, the story was serious, but it wasn't one of those videos where it's like, "Alright, I need to here's my stills, he's crossing his arms right now, okay, here's some evidence. Pop that up on the screen right now." Like, it wasn't really like that. It was just I like making story times. You can believe me or you don't have to, but, like, my story was 100% truthful. Completely. Like I I don't like to be biased either. Like I try to empathize. It's really hard to do that with a liar, but like I try to tell the story from kind of like a middle ground. Maybe that didn't come off that way. I don't know. Do you think it did? Because I feel like mine wasn't really
I
biased.
would say
Well, that's
that
just me.
people consider it bias and
Ah.
entirely biased towards Silmers because you didn't make anything else addressing it, and it's like your only thing out there that's addressing it. So I think that's why people would consider it to
I
be
don't take the
entirely
internet
biased.
very seriously. I don't really feel the need to make a really big video addressing why a furry artist decided to fabricate an entire story about me. I literally don't care. I just thought it would be like a funny story time. Um, I don't know. Like I feel like people that use the internet a lot probably take it more seriously, or like
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people taking it seriously. I got into an
I didn't
argument
do
with this
anything
one
wrong at
guy,
all. I gave someone
and
credit and they lied about it, so I removed it because I don't like to work with liars. Like it's literally that simple. I'm not gonna respect someone that doesn't respect me, like period. But yeah. Sorry if this has been long. Hopefully it's good content for you.
I mean, it's fine either way. It helps, and it might be able to address some things, which is good on one end because honestly, I don't entirely care what either of you did, but at the same time, like they're attacking you specifically when both of you did something wrong. And so if they're going to attack you, they should also do the same to her, but they're not. So that's my issue. It's either end it both ways because like what gives them the right to attack you? Evidence? Well, there's also evidence on Silmers, so why aren't they doing it?
Mm, I personally don't think I did anything wrong. I think I was very proper in how I approached it and gave her credit. However, I will say you can definitely criticize me for maybe being immature or quote unquote not being the bigger person because I personally believe in the fair is fair motto. Like if she's gonna send people to attack me, but God forbid I do it back. Like you can criticize me for that and the way my mentality about that. But I personally think I didn't really do anything wrong. I gave her credit. I was really nice about it. And I say that because I can't exaggerate enough that I had to find out through her not coming to me. Like I had to find out in different ways. It was really weird and confusing. She just constantly wanted attention, public attention instead of just coming to my DMs. It was really weird.
Oh, she's
So I
getting a
had to
lot of
find that
attention
out
now.
and then
She's
do the
gained
right thing.
followers on both Twitter and Instagram.
She was also obsessed with cancel culture and told me and my friend in a voice chat, "Isn't it cool you can ruin someone's reputation with the words?" Like, I'm not surprised. And it really doesn't bother me at all. Like, cool, you lied about someone and gained publicity from it. Like, good for you. Like, you really hated that Shay girl, Shy, whatever. She always talked about how much she fucking hated her for lying about Slazo. She's like no different than Shay. But it's like, okay, cool, good for you. I mean, but at the end of the day, like, I know I'm not a bad person. I didn't lie about anything. I was really professional with her, and for her not ever coming to my DMs, I did everything I could to make things right, like immediately, which I could provide evidence for if you want.
What I do
Gave
have
her
is
credit
the 2 screenshots from
immediately.
your video,
I
and
have
then I
more.
have her screenshots of showing when she messages you about the credit. So if
I
you
feel
want, we
like
can
she might
compare
have.
those. Yeah,
Sure.
photoshopped.
You
We can
think so?
compare them. That's okay.
I hope she didn't delete any messages. That would be really shady.
From what I've seen so far, I don't know. I can't say
No,
for
either.
definite. You
'Cause
would be able
I've
to
never
if you.
checked her page. Would you just like a I guess I'll just provide screenshots. I'm too lazy to screen record. Okay. So what am I looking for again in the screenshot? I'm kind of hungover.
Just about when you for the okay, so when she commented on your YouTube video, the comment
Oh,
section,
yeah, sorry. It's
after
just I've
that,
been
with the
partying and
reaction.
having a good time in Washington before. I don't know, as I've been really stressed out, like I'm at this girl's house and the landlord was like, "Oh, like what's wrong? You seem so stressed." And like I have to like deal with a lot. My sleep schedule's fucked. I'm jet lagged. I have like a lawsuit to deal with and they're like, "Oh, our fucking weed will help you with that." And I've just been so fucked up ever since drinking and I just need to chill. So I've been really out of it. Sorry about that. I'm trying my best to sound sober.
It's all right.
Okay. Here we go. Screenshots. Um so I guess you could put the screenshots over um this interview. This is the first one that I will send you. And as you can see, this was a part of my story time. I sent her the. I don't know why I thought I'm so sorry. I don't want to apologize for this, but oh my god, it looks so perfect. I thought she said adorable. Like I guess I got a word mixed up. Sorry about that. But same thing.
Yeah, it gets the
Or
same
maybe
point
she said
across.
adorable in a call. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I noticed that and I was like, wait a minute, I don't see the word adorable. But yeah, I'm glad I sent her a thumbnail before I even like uploaded the video. Ha ha ha, I made a thumbnail with it. So cute. Oh my god, blah blah. And then all of a sudden the next day, September 11th. Okay, firstly, you should have DM'd me because by the off chance I stopped reading YouTube comments and I wouldn't have seen. I'm just gonna give you credit instead of a verbal shout out, which you prefer is fine by me. Also, it's strange as you respond to the thumbnail here, but then just now ask me to do this. But okay, take your credit. Fuck the shout out then. Lol, I just wanted to pay you anyway. Shout out / credit was because you didn't have PayPal. No one credits their commission unless it's free / complimentary by the artist. And then of course credit, which was the plan, but okay, I got you. And also to give more context, prior to this, even though I said the shout out credit was because you didn't have a PayPal, we still did discuss her getting money from FanFiber and working with me that way. And that was,
Was that in a
also
call,
about
or
the
can you provide
still.
anything on
So,
that?
but so she was technically I think I could maybe find like a message in our DMs about that, but I'm gonna continue to screenshot this before I forget. And then could you remind me to search for the fan fiber stuff? And then
Sure
I
thing.
I could like search it in the thing and see if we talked about it.
All right.
I meant in the description of your videos. Like And to give context again, I messaged her first because she just started sending people after me, and I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
when she vented about it on Instagram. She said that she was
"Oh,
happy to
it
work with
wasn't
you, but she
even
was upset
that."
about no credit.
No, it wasn't even that. Like, she makes it seem like it was that Instagram story. She told me she went to her friends, like, personally, like, I guess through calls or through text, and was venting to them, but I suspect she sent them after me because of how hostile they were. And, she
Uh,
just
Even
yeah,
though
it
apparently those comments were deleted, do you have anything on them? Maybe a notification that would contain them?
I have so many YouTube comments, I wouldn't be able to find it. I do
All
know
right.
it's in my, um, I think my Q&A? Yeah, I don't know. Um, anyways, I hope this was clear enough. Here's another screenshot. Um, okay. Sorry if I'm like randomly giggling. I'm like so fucked up right now. Am I doing okay? Do I seem sober to you?
Yeah, so far you do. I mean, you're doing pretty well for it. You're not
Thank
doing
you.
anything that you shouldn't be doing, or I mean, you're not
Uh-huh.
like
Just a little
laughing the
giggly.
entire time, so it's fine. And some
Yeah.
things are funny about the situation, so it's whatever.
Yeah, also, I realized I did not provide evidence of, like, I just thought that was like, I don't know, I like screenshotted it quickly, but she definitely was in the description of that video. Trust me. I
Yeah,
immediately
she
made things
provided the
right.
screenshots of that.
Oh,
Finally,
okay.
in Nani's video. The thing is that she
I don't know
first
who
like
that is.
technically she didn't lie, but at the same time she did because she didn't tell people that you
Constantly
first
lied.
fixed the credit, and then she didn't tell people that you
Did
uh
she not tell people she
first
didn't
fixed
even
the
come
credit.
to me anyways? I had to find out through comments to fix it. Like, she could have just DM'd me and I would have been like, "Oh shit, my bad." And that would have been it. I mean, it's not like I used the stills in a video. Like, if I planned on using it for a J Station video and I was 100% like planning on giving her like a whole segment on top of that credit in the description every time I use the stills, but I didn't realize that about the thumbnail. And if had she just DM'd me real quick, like, "Yo, you didn't credit me for the thumbnail," I would have been like, "My bad. Duh, common sense. I just didn't. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry." And that's could have been it, but I had to find out the hard way in a complicated way because she likes attention, and I had to immediately make it right through that complicated way, and immediately give her credit. And I was like, "Don't worry about future uploads." Here in the screenshot. I don't think I'll forget to add you again. If I use the art for thumbnails, I'll be mindful, which I state. She starts saying sorry, whatever. I'm like, well, I think you're reading my messages wrong because I'm not trying to argue at all or anything. I said you got the credit, blah, blah, blah. Um, it's just like mind blowing. And then I can provide you screenshots when she was still sending people after me after the fact that she got credit.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
Like I said, my story was a story timed. It was a leafy styled story time. Obviously,
That's
it
why
wasn't
you
that
didn't
deep to
provide
me
it.
enough to provide. It's just not that deep. I was just like, that's kind of funny. If furry had a fucking 3,000 IQ, this could have been like a fucking, I don't know, like a whole plan or something. Which I feel like that could have been true, but also maybe not. Like, I don't know. I just think it was kind of funny though.
I mean,
That was the purpose of the
I wouldn't
title
say
and
that she
stuff.
planned it, but I can say that she's very she's the whole thing is very
Manipulative?
skeptical with her. I mean, why would you tell someone that you've been sexually assaulted, but you can't tell them your age and you've only known them for you guys were talking about for about 2 weeks? Is
Under
that right?
5 minutes. The very first, like, phone call, we were greeting each other, like, she went on about she likes my YouTube channel, and all of a sudden she's like, "So I got raped." It was literally so like,
She's telling
no
people that
rape victim does that.
you first brought up your sexual assault.
No, what? Okay, my sexual assault was like getting groped or something. Why would
That's
I
what's
bring
going
that up?
around right now is that you first brought yours up,
She's
so she
such a
brought hers up to
liar.
alleviate some kind of pain and sympathize.
No. Oh, okay. What happened was she gets in a call with me. She fangirled a little. You're my favorite YouTuber, whatever. I really like your channel, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, she says
Did
I'm
she
raped.
say
I would never
she
like
said you were a
say,
favorite
"Hey,
YouTuber,
I got
right?
groped once." I don't know, something under the lines of that. Like, I really like your channel, blah blah blah. But like, when I refer to like me being sexually assaulted, not necessarily like a rape. Mine was like getting groped by creepy men when I'm underage, stuff like that. So why would I randomly be like, "Oh my god, it's so nice to meet you. By the way, creepy men groped me." That's what I'm referring to as assault. Why that makes no sense. I don't know why she's claiming that. I think she's just, like I said, a liar because she lies about everything. I would
Yeah.
never, when I talk to a fan, just be like suddenly, just so you know, I was groped once. Like that never happened. She was the one that just decided to randomly say she got raped. And in that phone call, I never once told her I was also like a victim of like creepy men. I never said that. So the fact that she's claiming now that I brought up the topic is completely untrue. I've I've never, like, that's something I don't talk about at all. Like, you could tell me a million times, or like even our first like phone call, "Hey, I've been raped," and I'm not gonna be like, "You know what? I sympathize with you. I got groped once." Like, no, I'm immediately just gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear." Like, that's just kind of how I am. I don't talk about my experiences with a stranger so quickly like she does. So I'm appalled to hear this. I didn't know she lied that much about. I knew she lied about me, but geez, that's insane to me. 'Cause I know for a fact I did not tell her I was assaulted. Like, I remember it coming out about that in my story time. That was like the first for me to even
Yeah, you
say that.
mentioned it there.
I never mentioned Nicole. She was the one that was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. By the way, I got raped." That's literally it.
And she
So
also states that you mentioned your story first after your video came out. So I
what?
guess that's
What
when the
story?
lie formed.
I never got raped or anything. I've only been
I
like
no,
groped.
no, no. I'm saying that after your storytime video came out, that is when she decided to respond in her story, saying that you first told your story before she told hers.
Oh,
So she didn't
never
mention that
happened.
before, but she's mentioning it afterwards. So I
I
can
would
definitely
I
see how that's a
Okay, but the
big
thing
possible lie.
is that I never said I was, like, raped or I literally just, like, "Oh, I've been groped before," but, like, I never told her that, ever. That was never I never even, like, mentioned that I was also a victim of, like, being assaulted or touched. Never. She was the one that was just like, "By the way, I got raped," and just went on about it, and I just sat there awkwardly, and I had empathy, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Oh, like, did you report it to the police?" Like, I had questions and stuff, and that's literally what it was. I never told my story of, "Oh, the time I was underage and this creepy man groped my ass." Like, no. I Why would I tell a fan that? That's weird. So she's just lying, and I'm honestly appalled. Like, I knew she lied about the credit thing, but like I never really looked into the situation or her lies further because I'm traveling, I'm dealing with the lawsuit, I'm doing a lot. Like, I'm literally in Seattle right now. I'm fucking recording from a laptop, but um I'm really appalled to hear that she would lie about me telling a sexual assault story. I'm sure she would probably lie and say, you know, she said she got raped and all this shit when that never happened. So, that's appalling. Um wow, I'm like still shocked. I'm like actually fucking shocked. But anyways, that's like the end of our messages. The last of it, as you can see here. Yeah, since you told people to come after me on my social media about crediting you, even though I literally agreed on giving you a verbal shout out, and then we discussed long-term crediting, blah blah blah. It's apparent you're still talking about me or telling people because now I'm getting recent comments about it. So bye. Thanks for making fan art. You seem nice at first. I blocked her. Right after I blocked her, I get like 6, 7 notifications on my phone,
Yeah, she
and
also
like
told that in
that's
her
when I got
story. She
really
updated her story saying
annoyed.
you blocked her.
She spammed me. I didn't block her on, Instagram. She blocked me on Instagram. But, I only blocked her on Discord. She started spamming me on Instagram, and I got extremely annoyed because it's like, first of all, you just lied about me. I blocked you. Can you take the hint that I don't wanna talk to you? And she was really getting on my nerves at that point because when I saw my phone lit up with, like, 6 messages in a row, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you because 'cause you're a liar." And that's when I got a slight bit like hostile. Like, all I said was like, "You're extremely unprofessional," because that's quite frankly the truth. But I wasn't like, "Fuck you, bitch," or like anything like that. It was just like, "Oh my god, leave me alone!" Like, so annoying. Like, don't talk to me. Like, leave me, block me. She finally blocked me because she couldn't take the hint from Discord. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Then she started fabricating a story, and I don't know. Is it safe to say this is slander? Because it might be. Um, like me apparently saying I told a sexual assault story to her first, which never happened. I feel like this is slander. That's just me. Um, those are all the screenshots. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Snow,
Um,
maybe. Oh, sorry.
well, I think that's about it, but I mean, I can come up with more if you want to continue to talk. It's up to you.
I have another flight soon because I'm going to the other side of Washington for some like personal reasons, and I'm also gonna like eat dinner and go hang out with my friends. So, knowing me, I'm gonna get really drunk. So I feel like it wouldn't be best for me to have an interview while I'm under like an influence. But really quick before I forget, I will search the fan fiber thing right now because this was my commission, and yeah,
Okay.
you just search it in the chat. Oh, unfortunately, I don't. I think it was just discussed through the phone. I just searched it. Yeah, not in the text. Never mind about that. That's all I can think about. I apologize for not being able to be interviewed later. I feel really bad about that, but
It's fine. It still happened. It's all right.
yeah, this is as sober as you're gonna get me, and I'm usually a very sober person. Like when I live in Florida, I don't do anything. I'm just like very chill. But I don't know. Up here, I've been living the good life. Sorry, I feel really like I'm really giggly. I'm sorry. Um, fuck. But yeah, is that it? Should I say bye? Hello.